episode of My Wildlife Homesteading. Before we go and see the brand new donkeys I brought home, we gotta feed Frou Frou. And the cold embrace of winter is upon us up here in northern Canada. Oh, cold today. Hello, Frou Frou. Hello. So, let's get you in a good position, girl. And come on over. Oh, I know you're wanting your food. There you go. Oh, Mama, be nice. Well, guys, it is dark and cold, but we are here. I just came back from about a, 1,200 kilometer round trip. Picked up our two donkeys and got them unloaded. They are somewhere out in the field right now. I walked the donkeys into the barn and they settled in nicely, but I think they're exploring their new property. So we're gonna have to go walking in the fields looking for them. But we're gonna go find... I'm sorry, Frou Frou. Mama keeps shoving you away. Once we're done bottle feeding Frou Frou, we are going to carry on and go find the new donkeys. So like I said, they're somewhere out in the field. They're really well mannered. Their names are Georgia and Ginny. They're standard donkeys. Standard meaning they're full size, but not mammoths or minis. Hello, baby goats. But first, we got to feed this one. It's about minus 15 degrees Celsius, somewhere in that minus 10, minus 15. It's cold tonight. It is a cold, cold night here on the homestead. My automatic waterer is currently frozen, so I just poured a bucket in. I'm thinking that the heat element is turned off. I must have turned it off in the spring, so I'm gonna have to fiddle with that. We'll have to... Here, girl. We'll have to fiddle with that tomorrow. Darlene, how you doing? We are just feeding the baby goat before we go and find the donkeys. They're somewhere in the field right now. I put them in the barn, took their halters off, and I'm just letting them get adjusted. So the donkeys are somewhere out there, but we're gonna go find them and spend some time with them and just hang out with them, get them used to us. But they're really well mannered, considering they just came off of a massive drive on the dude. Don't give her those headbutts. And Logan, how you doing, bud? Okay, we're gonna come back and feed her more later because she seems like she's not taking the full bottle. We'll finish it off when her belly has more room. These are the baby goats. We are gonna go find the donkeys. The donkeys are somewhere out in the field. So let's go find the donkeys, guys. You guys stay. Frou Frou, you stay. No. There we go. Okay. Let me show you guys the farm animals. Here's some of them. The cows, some goats, but we just got two donkeys and they are somewhere out here. Let's turn our flashlight on to give us more light. Let's go find them. Hello, Lily. I'm gonna go find the donkeys, Lil. Let's see what we can see out here. Bear with me, guys. We got to go find them. And it's pitch black out here. So we're just going to walk the fence. Now, Lily hasn't been formally introduced to them. So I don't know how well this is going to go. But I figure I'll bring Lily with me. And she can come meet the donkeys. That way I can call her off and teach her to be nice with them. She's looking for them. I've got them in the winter yard, which is only about 5 acres. So I'm sure I'll find them here. Derico, how you doing, bud? And Guwop says, do you get coyotes or wolves out there? Yes, that's one of the big reasons we got the donkeys. We get coyotes and wolves out here. Foxes. And the donkeys will be good at making sure everyone stays safe. It's just so dark out here. There they are. I think I see some eyeballs over here. Yeah, I see two sets of eyes. Okay, Lily, Lily. Stay, Lily, stay. Lily. Lily, stay. Those are ours, Lily. Yes, it's snow up here already. Okay, Lily, stay. Lily doesn't know what to do. Hello, Georgia. Hello, Ginny. Hello. Hello. Here are our 2 brand new donkeys. I just brought them home today, guys. I traveled 1,200 kilometers, roughly round trip, to pick these girls up. We got Georgia here and Ginny there. Georgia is pregnant and Ginny is not. So Georgia's the bigger one. And Lily doesn't know what to think of them. They don't know what to think of Lily. But I just finished driving for like 12 hours straight here and just brought these guys back to the farm. It has been a long day, guys. Long day for these donkeys too. That's a lot of travel for them. So they're new to the farm. They got to get used to me. I don't want to put too much pressure with Lily here. I don't want to scare her, but we're going to walk up a little closer, see if they stay close. It's okay. It's okay. All these lights are probably making them a little uneasy too. Hey. Okay, okay. Beautiful animals though. Melissa says, why? Why did I get donkeys? Well, a couple things. One, they're cheaper than horses, and if I could convince my wife to get donkeys instead of horses, that probably just saved me a ton of money. Two, they're good protector animals. They're good work animals. They are good at defending against coyotes and wolves and foxes. They're also just a useful animal. If I ever do need to use them to help drag some wood out of the bush or anything, I have that option. The kids, I can saddle them. The kids can ride them. They're just, they're a cool animal. But it's going to take them some time to learn their fence. So we're just kind of walking around right now. This way they can learn their perimeter. And where do they sleep? They're going to sleep in the barn. I've already put them in the barn twice. And they're okay with the barn. They're okay with the other animals. But I think they're just uneasy. It's like when I brought the 2 new cows home. They were outside until about 11, 12 at night. But when I checked at 4 in the morning, they were in the barn. So the donkeys, they'll go back to the barn once they feel safe and comfortable. It's okay, girls. Actually, we can walk them that way right now. If we just walk like this, we'll walk them around to the barn. And Dabby says at least they have each other. That's the main reason that we ended up getting both of them. We were originally only going to get one, but once we found out that they came from the same farm and they'd never been separated, we decided to bite the bullet and get 2 of them. Steven says, would you ever eat them? You know, in a rare situation where, let's say they're 40 years old and dying of old age, no illness, no sickness, maybe. If the world was ending, if these donkeys make it to the apocalypse and die of old age, then maybe. Otherwise, absolutely not. And when is the one due to give birth? Next May/June. May or June. And James says, snow on the ground already? Welcome to northern Canada. It is cold out here. We had a really warm fall. I was expecting this snow, normally by the end of October. So it's a couple weeks late. But it's here and it's not going anywhere. Will you keep the baby or sell it? We'll have to have that conversation later. I lean towards selling. However, if we don't need the money, then, it might be a good idea just to keep it. This is the tough thing about trying to grow a homestead is you're constantly buying new animals and putting money into new animals. And you might tell yourself you want to sell them, but often you don't. You just keep growing the herd and having more and more. Any polar bears in the area? No, where I am, we only have black bears. In my immediate area, There's no polar bears. Sorry it's a little bit dark, guys. The donkeys are kind of keeping a healthy distance from me, and I don't want to apply too much pressure on them either. Marie says, I'm from Toronto, where in Canada? Northern Ontario up towards Hudson's Bay. And Steven says, what practical use will the donkeys serve on your homestead? The main one is that they're a good protector animal. They make a lot of noise when the wolves and coyotes come out. They're good at actually dispatching foxes. And so they're pretty good at keeping those animals at bay. Albeit, if Lily's any indicator, these are pretty gentle donkeys. They don't seem too scared about Lily or aggressive towards her. Although I think she knows she's a good herd dog. She's a good herd dog. She knows how to kind of keep a perimeter. But we're going to, they're halter trained already, so they're really easy to unload. I do plan to saddle them for the kids to ride. So donkeys can carry about 30% max of their body weight. So, you know, if they're 300 pounds, then you could put a 100-pound kid on him and they'll be fine. My kids are much less than 100 pounds, but that's kind of the plan. And Shez says, can I get a shout out? That's a good one, Shez. That's a good one. I haven't heard that one yet. And Nish says, it's early, but Merry Christmas. It feels like Christmas up here, guys. It is cold. It is very cold. Tomorrow, I'm going to put another hay bale out for the animals. Right now, there's still some grass for them to pick at, but as you can see behind them, I've been putting hay bales out. And so it's time to put another one out since that one's pretty well just the scraps that they don't want. And Davy says, oh, that is a good one. And Mary says, do you have a candle dog? What's a candle dog? Am I falling into a joke here? What's a candle dog? And 3IL says, pet donkeys. Yes. So this one here is Georgia, and she's pregnant. And so she's going to have her baby next May, June. And then we got Ginny over here, who is not pregnant. And Lily's facing off against her. Lily just doesn't know what to think about her. Landis Farm says, hi, how you doing, Landis? I just brought these donkeys to the farm today. So we're just spending some time. Are they both female? Yes, they're both females. They're both females. She's pregnant, she's not. That's actually the reason that the farmer wanted to sell them was they got her and she was supposed to be pregnant, but she didn't take. And so when the vet checked, she was open or not pregnant. And then she was pregnant. And so they wanted to sell her. And we found out that they had been together their whole lives. And so after talking, we decided to buy both of them. Landis says, nice, my uncle has some donkeys and we might get some donkeys too. And Kirstoff says, that's not a dog. What you talking about? Lily's back there, right in behind. Oos says, couple of jackasses. Omar says, do you like donkeys? Omar, man, the donkeys are a lot of fun. I like them already. I've been with them all of 30 minutes. You know, I had to load them into the trailer and then drive them 12 hours to get them home. But they're lovely. At least these ones, so far, they're very gentle. They're probably a little uneasy by me right now because I have the phone flashlight on plus a headlight. You know, I'm looking like a polar bear. So they're probably a little uneasy around me right now, but they're getting used to me quick. Woody says, donkeys are awesome. Yes, they are lovely. We're on the move again, I guess. I'd like to steer them towards the, good job, Lily. Let's steer them towards the barn. Lily's my herd dog. She does a good job. Lily, we're going that way. Lily, you're on the wrong side. I'd like to steer them the other way. There we go. Lily. Lily's a natural herder. She doesn't really know what she's doing, but her instincts say, get behind them. That's a fence, girls. We got to go that way. How many acres of land do they have to graze? So for the winter, they're just going to be in this 5-acre yard. I've got 30 acres of field in total, 156 acres of property. I do plan to take them in the trails. Because they're halter trained, I plan to take them for walks down in my forest. But for the winter, they're probably just going to stick close to here because this is where water is, this is where their mineral blocks are, this is where food is. So I probably won't put them out into the bigger field. Lily, she's zooming over there. What age do donkeys become horses? That's not how it works. They're a different animal. Juice says only 5 acres for the winter. I put all my animals in here in the winter. That way I know that I have eyes on them. The winter is when the wolves and the coyotes come out. And so like for here, because I don't know if you could tell, I'm actually on a peninsula. So you see the reflection, that's water. And so, yeah, I don't want to lose them in the woods. You know, I'll keep them in this controlled area for the winter. It's more than big enough for the animals because I hay feed them. They're not grazing for the winter. They're going to be fed by hay. And Derico says, donkeys can be really loud. That's kind of the point. Although I haven't heard these ones make any noise yet. But if the wolves or coyotes come out, we're kind of banking on them making noise. And that's what's going to scare them away. Steven says, I don't think coyotes will try to take down healthy, full-grown donkeys. Wolves will. I'm not worried about the donkeys. I'm more worried about the goats, the rabbits, the ducks, and the chickens. Right now, my cows are all full size, so I'm not really worried about my cows. But if I have any calves, I'm a little more worried. And Casey says, just got the donkeys? Literally today. I drove about, I don't know, 1,300 kilometers to go get them. So I just brought them home today. They're still going to be a little uneasy around me because they've known me for all of, you know, a half hour, 40 minutes. For the rest of the time, they were in the trailer. Also, right now, I have the light on my phone and on my head. And so they're going to be a little bit skittish of me right now. Tomorrow, we're going to spend a lot of time with them during the day when I don't look like Sasquatch. So, tomorrow. And Steven says, congratulations on your farm. Enjoy. Thank you, Steven. I appreciate that. And Casey says, that's awesome. Bones says, get more bulls. Kick some wolf ass. I did have a bull cow, but he tried to kick my ass. And so we ate him. River says, is that snow? You bet it is. Ugh. You bet it is. It is cold up here. We're in northern Canada, and it is cold. It's minus 15 Celsius. So what's that, my American friends? It's like 10 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that. It's cold. It's very cold. I am bundled up. Nice and warm, though. Oh, Lily. Oh, Lily. It's you can't see it from this angle, I guess, with the sky, but if we come over here, so the lake is right, you can see the lake kind of glowing with the moon. It's not frozen yet. The temperature just recently plummeted, so I'd say give it the week, and then the ice will freeze. And Uso says the donkeys need some slippers and blankets. Well, they are designed for our winters, so they'll be fine. They'll be fine. They are about 3 years old, these girls, so it's not their first winter. And River says, oh, we are getting snow tonight. Well, I'm just a little bit ahead of you then. I'm just a little bit ahead of you. I'm going to get a little closer, see if they run away, maybe. Again, I got all these lights on them. Yeah, they're not a fan of the lights. But they do like the hay. I got a bale right there. Georgia says, hey, Justin, that's awesome. You got your donkeys. And Georgia, this one's named after you. This is Georgia. And Mix says, hee-haw. Lily, careful. If that thing kicks you, you're going to go flying. And KXM says, snow/rain mix for us tomorrow. Georgia says, aw, so sweet. Lily's hurting them, but the wrong way. I kind of want to push them towards the barn. Yeah, get ahead of them, girl. Get ahead of them. Good girl. If we're going to go for a walk anywhere, girls, I want you to go to the barn. Tis the season, guys. Do people eat donkeys? I'm sure some people might, but not up here. Not up here. Donkeys are here just as a protector animal, a companion, because they're awesome. I'm sorry, I'm in between you girls. These girls don't want to be separated. They're glued to the hips. So if I'm going to herd them, I should get in front of this one. Hey, girl. And this MFN guy says, where's Shrek? Here I am. And the evil says, who the F has protection donkeys? Most farmers up here that have to deal with wolves and coyotes. A lot of us have livestock guardian dogs and donkeys. It's a big thing up here in the north. They're a more reliable animal than horses in a lot of ways. They've got much more stable footing. They spook way less easily. They are technically rideable, or at the very least, a lot of hunters use them to carry their gear or haul their their moose or deer, elk out of the bush. They're just a cool animal, guys. Flying Brian, how's it going? Says, hey man, how's it going? Nice to catch you live. How is the baby goats doing? The baby goats are doing great. They're probably not too impressed with the cold, but they're warm. They've got lots of straw. They're snuggled up with mom. We just went and picked up these 2 donkeys today. I hear a goat in the barn, and I gotta go check, because if the goat is making a ruckus because if she's having babies, we're going in the house. They're due soon, but I'm really hoping. Is that just Bass making noise? That's just Bass making noise. Are you trying to get my attention, buddy? Bass, how are all the other animals doing? Hello, everyone. Everyone's just snuggling in here? Sorry, cows. Oh! Bass had me worried for a second. So we got this cold snap. It came in out of nowhere. It's been warm until now. And Noe here. Noe, this one, you can see how pregnant she is. She's quite round. Same with Mimi over there. And so we're paying close attention to them, but no signs that they're going to have their babies in the next couple days. But when I heard a goat hollering, I had to come check. But alas, everyone's just snuggling in here. And Bass was just jealous of the donkeys. Bass was just over here trying to get the limelight. He was just jealous. And who says a mule is a mix between a horse and a donkey? That's correct. And what else we got going on? I got a lot more trolls in the chat tonight, but I'm wearing gloves, guys, so I can't mute you guys. So keep it civil, keep it civil. Let's go find the donkeys. I just had to check to make sure the goats were all okay. Let's see how the baby goats are in here. Hi, guys. Oh, no, I dropped the... You guys knocked the water bottle down? Let's give a little more milk to Frou-Frou here. Okay, Frou-Frou. I'll give you a little more milk. Hello, babies. We're going to bottle feed Frou-Frou for a second. Okay. Hang tight, girl. Hang tight. I'm trying to set up the tripod so it doesn't fall. Okay, here you go. Ugh. I fed her at the start of the stream, but I had to give her a break. There we go. Do you have mountain lions? Yes, we do. They're relatively rare, but they are around. How much for the donkeys? Too much. The donkeys were $2,500 for Ginny and $3,200 for Georgia. But Georgia is confirmed pregnant. They're 3 years old each. And I drove about 1,400 kilometers to go get them and come back. It has been a busy day. She's not that hungry, but I want her to finish the bottle. I could tell she's not that hungry because she keeps coming off of it. If she was hungry, she wouldn't. And she's just kind of playing right now. She's not actually trying to get the nipple. They're like little puppies, guys. And Flying Brian says, wow, that must have been a long trip. Yes, I am pretty tired. Left very, very early, first thing in the morning, and we got him back. Okay. You're not hungry. You're not hungry. You're not hungry. Who looks mean? Not me. I don't look mean. Ugh. Oh. Here are the baby goats. And Georgia says she's chubby. She's round because her belly's full. So she looks like a little soccer ball because her belly is very full now. Flying Brian says, love the hat. And Crystal says, the baby goat. He looks mean, the baby goat. They're all very nice. They're all very nice. This guy's maybe not the meanest, but, you know, he's trying to establish his dominance because he's the biggest. Frou-Frou here's the smallest, and so that's why she's getting the bottle. It's definitely cold out here. It's definitely cold out here. I can tell you that turd is frozen. Do you have heated water supply? So, let's see. Is this frozen right now? There's a layer of ice on this right now. I have a heated water in here, although its surface is partially frozen. The cows have a heated waterer. It's cold, guys. It's cold. I live off grid, so the heated waterers are tricky. I've had many, but the bigger animals step on them and break them. I'll show you the main heated water. I need to make some adjustments on it right now, tomorrow. But this is our heated water right here. Okay, you guys are all good here. I'm going to go find the donkeys again, guys. I'm going to go find the donkeys. Let's go see our donkeys. There's a cow. One cow, where's the other? Oh, they're both there. The donkeys probably went back to the back corner of the field over here. Let's go find us some donkeys. Georgia says it's too soon for winter. It is cold out here. It is cold. Flying Brian says we're getting spoiled here. Was +6 Celsius here this afternoon. Low of 2. It's about -12-ish here right now. I'm trying to look and see if I can see any eyes glowing back at me. Where did you girls go? Am I too far? I lost the donkeys. Trying to see if I could see their eyes. I don't know, guys. I lost them. Matthew, how you doing? I'm out here looking for my donkeys. But I don't know if I passed them. I don't know if they're in that dark corner over there. Or if they're up ahead still. I need them to look back at me. If they look at me, I'll see their glowing eyes. Which is a disconcerting feeling when you're not expecting to see animals staring back at you. A couple weeks ago, I came out here and I like to do a little check in the fields back here to make sure there's no predators. I made sure everyone was tucked away safely in the barn. I came out here and sure enough, there were two glowing eyes staring back at me over by the tree line. There we go, found them. I found them, here they are. And so when you know that they're not your animals and you see glowing eyes, it's a disconcerting feeling because you don't know. Is it a wolf? Is it a bear? Is it just a deer? I think the last time it might have been a bear. Here are the donkeys. Let's walk them back to the barn. And Rippin says, sup? KXM says, what do you sell or do you make or do to make money? I'm assuming YouTube is not your only income. No, YouTube, I've been fully monetized on YouTube for about 2.5 months, and I think we've made about $400. So it's not nothing, but it's definitely hobby money. I run a company. That's my main source of income. We also do sell things like we do sell off baby goats and ducks and chickens and eggs and stuff like that. But I can tell you the farm costs a lot more money than it makes. But it's the enjoyment. It's the love of the game. And Ken Nicholas says, hi, I think that kids, baby goats, are cute. Well, when we get back over that way, I'll show them back to you. I'll give you another chance to see them when I walk these guys back towards the barn. Lily's glowing eyes are over there. Lily's coming. Except she's on the wrong side. And It's Tricky says, do you make YouTube shorts? Yes, I do. I make YouTube shorts, longs, but mostly lives. Lily. Every once in a while, I just see her glowing eyes pop up. You know, there was one time Lily scared the daylight out of me. I was out here walking in the fields, and I didn't know that Lily had gone around, and she was on the other side. And I could hear something loud in the bush off to my right-hand side. And so I wanted to get a closer look. And so I'm standing here staring at, and all of a sudden, I see the glowing eyes pop up and then run right for me. And I know there's a fence here, but it still scared the daylight out of me. And then I realized it was my dog. But, you know, I didn't know she was out there. And Matt says, glad you made it back and are back safe. Same for the animals. Lily's, she's a natural herder. But the donkeys don't know what to think of her. Here are the donkeys, Matt. And Oos says, what about Bigfoot? Oh, he's out there. He's out there, for sure. We had a barbecue together one time. It was really cool. His real name's Kyle, but I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you that. Keegan with the donation. Thank you, KJ. How you doing, Keegan? Here are the donkeys that we traveled 1,000,000 miles to get. I'm just walking them back to the barn right now. All the animals are very curious about them. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, my friend. Hey, any amount is a blessing. I appreciate you. You are the GOAT. And Crystal says, Bigfoot's name is Kyle? I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you guys that, though. Legend says he's Cain, as in Cain and Abel. I heard one wise man rode that donkey. You know what's interesting? So you know, I'm going to get a little religious on you guys for a second, but donkeys have this natural cross on their back. It's just an interesting thought. Just think about that for a second. That's interesting, you know. But anyway, donkeys. And Lily. I want them to go into the barn. The cows are okay with them. The cows don't, you know, Gabby's cautious, but fine. Yeah, good girl. Yeah, it's okay. You can go in there. And how many kids did the nanny have altogether? 4. Altogether, she's had like 12, but we have 4 right now. And Tomo says, OMG, donkeys are so awesome. We just got these 2 donkeys. I literally brought them back to the farm today. Literally today. We're going for a walk, I guess. They didn't want to go into the barn. And It's Tricky says, I want a donkey. They are hilarious. They're gorgeous animals. These are standard donkeys. So you can get mini donkeys, standard donkeys, or mammoth donkeys. The mammoth donkeys are giant. They are, as the name says, they are mammoth. We opted for standard donkeys. I do plan to saddle them for the kids. I'm gonna let my kids ride them. They are halter trained. So they loaded onto the trailer and offloaded very easily. But you take the halters off when you're not trying to lead them because you don't want them to get snagged on anything. And Ken says, we have goats and we have 4 kids currently. Well, we're in the same boat. We currently have 4 kids as well. I'll show them to you. We're going to give the donkeys a quick break here. I'll let them wander. They got to explore the property, move at their own pace. Here's a cow. Hi, Gabby. Bobby, Bernadette. We got Bobby and Bernadette. We got Gabby. And here are the baby goats from Oreo. How old are the donkeys? They're 3. They're 3 years old. And here's all, look at them snuggling so nicely. Look at them snuggle. So these guys are about 4 weeks old right now. These are goats. Do you drink the goat milk and make cheese? Yes, we do. Yeah, on a lot of our live streams, you'll see us milking goats. Not right this second because she just had her babies and we're giving the other ones, you know, the other ones are pregnant, so we're giving them a break. But we do milk them. We do make cheese and yogurt and just drink the milk. And Tree says, where are you? It's still 90 degrees where I am. We're in northern Canada and it's like minus 12. Oh, there's a mouse. Go into my bucket trap, you little mouse. Do you see him, guys, in the corner? He's going down towards my bucket trap. I got a bucket trap over there. Anyway, yeah, it's like minus 15 Celsius here. It's cold. Are you Amish? Are Amish allowed to live stream? I don't think so. And they look warm. They do. They're all snuggled up. They're in their own little space. I gave them their own section of the barn. All the other goats are over here. All the other goats are over here. They are also snuggling. Do rats mess things up? I don't think we have any rats out here. Just mice. Just mice. Shrews, voles, mice. Alaska? No, we're in northern Canada. Up towards Hudson's Bay. And It's Tricky says, you know chat choice? I don't know what that means. And River says, get in the bucket, mouse. Do donkeys lay down? Yes, when they want to sleep, they'll lay down. I felt bad for them on the drive. For the drive, they didn't want to, they don't lie down on drives. They stay standing the whole time. They're just uneasy in that situation. And so in the trailer, I had to pull over every like 2-3 hours for about 10-15 minutes, let their muscles relax, give them some water, and just let them chill. Tomo says, honestly, brother, you're living my dream. You know what? This is an accessible dream. You can do it, brother. You can do it. You can have it. You know, it's not a cheap dream. Every animal, you know, costs money. You got to have feed. You got to have shelter, the bedding, the straw. You know, you got to take good care of the animals. But it is a very satisfying, very rewarding lifestyle. How many acres do you have? I have 156 acres. I don't even know if you guys can see my face because I got a light looking at you, a light looking at me. I'm going to assume you can see me. I've got a 156 acre peninsula. That means the lake goes all the way around. We're up here in northern Canada where you can actually find property like that. I've got about 30 acres of field and about 126 acres of forest. But the forest is accessible. I do have trails built in it. Let's dump some more water in there. My water valve is frozen, but it'll be fine for tonight. I just poured some buckets in there. I'm going to have to open this up tomorrow during the daylight and thaw out that valve and make sure that heat sink, I got to turn up the temperature. I only had it rated down to around 0 and the temperature plummeted on me, so I got to adjust that. But it'll be fine till tomorrow. Isn't that right, Bernadette? And It's Tricky says, wow, that's a lot. Good for you. And Ken says, are they Nigerian goats? So I've got a mix. She's a pygmy, so this is a pygmy goat. Hey girl, you saw the bucket and thought it was treats. No treats, sorry. Pygmy goat. Alpine Toggenburg, which is a full size. Pygmy mixed with silky. Nigerian dwarf mixed with Nubian. So we call these three, well, the two right here are mini Nubians. The one in the back is half fainter goat, half Nubian. So mini Nubians and a fainter Nubian. So a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything out here. Sorry, I almost tripped on you, girl. And she's pregnant. You can see how round she is. Same with her. So we got more babies coming. More babies coming. Unfortunately, it's cold, so we got to pay a lot of attention to them. We're always checking for signs and gives a good indicator when the babies are going to come so that we can have healthy, happy babies like this. Snuggling with their mom. Tomo says, you got another submate, real channel, real life. Love it. Thank you, Tomo. I appreciate you. How many animals altogether, says Crystal? 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 mammals. Well, plus the rabbits. Dang. 18, 19, 20, 20. About 22 mammals and then a ton of chickens and ducks. There are also a ton of chicken and ducks. And D says, are there any werewolves in the area? Only one. And Freshly says, Lily! And Oo says, what about pigs? So up here, it's too cold to do your traditional pink pigs for the winter. I did do pigs, but I ate them. They were your typical Yorkshire, your pink pig. But yeah, you got to butcher those before it gets this cold. Otherwise, they will die. So I butchered those 2 months ago. We're going to go check on the chickens. So I did butcher my pigs already. But next year, I plan to get a heritage breed, which is more like a boar, more like a, what you think of a wild pig. They've got hair on them. They can survive colder temperatures. They still need a house for the winter, but they're fine as long as they've got fresh bedding and stuff. Okay, let's check on the chickens. Hello, chickens. Oh boy, we got too much glare. I don't really want to open this up, but chickens. They are looking cozy in here. Chickens. And of course, we got ducks. Did you get a lot of bacon? Yes. Each of the pigs were about 300 pounds. We had 4 of them. And I gave 1 to my parents, 1 to my in-laws, and then we kept 2. Oh, I know, I'm going to scare you for a second. Hi, guys. Hello, ducks. Your outside yard door is open, but I think that's okay. Hi, ducks. Anyway, that's the chickens, that's the ducks. The donkeys are somewhere back in the field now. You guys probably can't see, but there are stars in the sky. The moon is up there. It is cold out here. And you guys have been a wonderful crowd. Let's go say goodbye to all the animals, and then we're going to end the live stream. Lily, are you in there? No, I don't think so. There's Lily. There's Lily. We can't let Lily in with the chickens and the ducks because she loves to chase them. She hasn't killed one since last year, but we don't want it to happen again. Okay. Good night, guys. We're going to say good night to these guys. Good night, Snugglebugs. You guys have a good sleep, okay? Tomo says, being serious, what do you think about Sasquatch, Dogman, etc.? Too many witnesses call it fake. Sounds mental. Personally, I think a lot of sightings are bears. But you know what? Who am I to say what's real or not real? I'm just a guy with a bunch of goats, cows, ducks, rabbits, chickens, at one point pigs, but they're in my belly. And now donkeys. We now have 2 donkeys. And with that, guys, we are going to end the stream. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us and meeting Ginny and Jenny, our 2 new donkeys that are somewhere out in the wilderness now. I appreciate you guys. Have a good night. Thanks again, and stay wild. I had to pull my glove off to actually end the stream. It is so